Let's talk about AI. It's everywhere, right? And it feels like this mix of incredible excitement and, let's be honest, a little bit of anxiety. Are robots coming for our jobs? Do you need to be a tech wizard just to keep up? Well, today, we're going to cut right through all of that noise. We're going to turn that confusion into some real, actionable confidence. I want you to really let this sink in because it's the single most important idea we're going to cover today. AI isn't some competitor coming to take your place. Think of it more like a tool, an amazing co-pilot, really, that's designed to take over the boring, tedious parts of your job so you can focus on what matters. This is all about empowerment, not replacement.
So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to demystify what AI actually is. No fear-mongering allowed. Then, we'll talk about what makes your human brain so special and, frankly, irreplaceable. After that, we get practical, the skills you need right now. We'll show you how those skills boost your career. And finally, we'll talk about the most important part, choosing a mindset of growth over fear.
Okay, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. You do not need to be a coder or some Silicon Valley genius to get this stuff. Seriously, think about it like this. You know how to drive a car, right? But you probably don't know how to build the engine from scratch, and that's totally fine. We're at the point now where everyone gets to drive the AI car. You don't have to be the mechanic.
Now, this is probably the most important distinction you need to understand. Old-school programming is like a calculator. It's super literal. It only does exactly what you tell it to do, following rigid rules. But AI, it's more like a student. You don't give it rules, you give it examples. You show it a million pictures of a cat, and it figures out the pattern of catness all by itself. So it's not just following instructions, it's actually learning.
So what about all the sci-fi movie stuff, the Terminator scenario? Let's just put that to bed right now. Every single piece of AI that exists today, from ChatGPT to the thing that filters your email, is what we call narrow AI. That means it's incredibly good at one specific thing, but that's it. It has no consciousness, no self-awareness, no desires. It doesn't want anything. It's just a really, really powerful tool.
Okay, so we've kind of demystified the tech. But now let's talk about the most important piece of this whole puzzle, and that's you. In a world full of powerful tools and algorithms, your human brain, with all its creativity and intuition, actually becomes more valuable, not less. This is where you have the ultimate edge. So just think about that for a second. When you have a tool that can write, encode, and analyze data faster than any person ever could, what's left for us? What are the things that are still uniquely, powerfully human?
Here they are. These are your human superpowers. AI can spit out data, but it's your empathy that knows how to apply that data to solve a customer's real problem. AI can generate 1,000 ideas, but your creativity provides that one truly original spark. And maybe most importantly, AI can give you answers, but your critical thinking and judgment are what allow you to ask the right questions to begin with.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? AI is like the most advanced power tool ever created. It can do all the heavy lifting, all the precise cuts, but you are the master artisan. You're the one with the vision, the strategy, the wisdom, and the purpose. You're always the one in charge.
All right, enough theory, let's get practical. How do you actually start using this stuff to your advantage, like today? We're going to zero in on the single most valuable, non-technical skill you can possibly develop for the age of AI. And that skill is something called prompt engineering. Now, I know it sounds super technical, but it's not. At its heart, it's really just the art of communication. It's learning how to ask the right questions in the right way to get amazing results from an AI. If AI is like a genius intern, a great prompt is the crystal clear instruction that unlocks all that potential.
So how do you write one of these great prompts? It's way easier than you think. Just remember these 4 little steps. First, you give it context. Tell it who to be, like act as a senior marketing expert. Then, the action. Tell it what to do. Analyze our latest sales data. Third, the tone. Use a professional but optimistic tone. And last, the scope. Summarize your findings in 3 simple bullet points. See? Context, action, tone, scope. That's the secret sauce.
Okay, now let's talk about what this means for your career and, frankly, for your wallet. Because learning this stuff isn't just a fun little hobby. It has a real immediate impact on how much you can get done and how much you can earn.
So let's take a super clear, real-world example. Imagine a freelance writer. She charges a flat rate, $500 for a solid, well-researched blog post. And right now, that whole process takes her a full 8-hour workday.
Okay, but now that same writer learns some of this prompt engineering stuff.
She starts using AI for the heavy lifting, the initial research, creating an outline, getting a first draft down. But she still provides the essential human touch, the final edits, the fact-checking, her unique voice. And the result? The total time to finish that project drops from 8 hours all the way down to just 2.
And here is where the magic happens. Before, at $500 for 8 hours of work, her effective hourly rate was about $62. Not bad. But now, with AI, that same $500 project only takes 2 hours. Her effective hourly rate just quadrupled to $250 an hour. She didn't work longer, she worked smarter. That is the power of AI as a lever.
And that brings us to the real takeaway here. The whole conversation has shifted. The fear isn't that a robot is going to take your job. The real, tangible risk is being outpaced by a person who knows how to use these tools, someone who can deliver 4 times the value in the same amount of time. The threat was never the technology itself, it's the skill gap. Which brings us to our last and, honestly, most important point. Because when it comes right down to it, how you navigate this new world is all about a fundamental choice. It's not about the tools you have, it's about the mindset you bring to the table. And you really have 2 paths. On one side, there's the fear mindset. AI is going to replace me. I'm too busy to learn this. But on the other side, there's the growth mindset. That's the one that says, hey, AI can automate the boring stuff, so I can focus on strategy. Or, you know what? My years of experience combined with these new tools, that makes me way more valuable. It's just a choice. Are you going to let this wave crash over you, or are you going to learn how to ride it?
So, we'll leave you with this one final thought. We've established that AI is not the artist, it's the paintbrush. It's not the driver, it's the engine. You have just been handed the most powerful engine for creativity and productivity in human history. So the only question left is, where are you going to go? What will you build? What will you create?